What's going on, y'all? Thanks for tuning into this first installment of Ian Interviews here on the Till Death podcast. And it has Erik Kluiber from the band Void Vator. Just want to say before we get into this, as I was putting the videos into the editing software and getting it all up, I realized that only about 10 minutes of the footage was salvageable video-wise from the screen recording. That's all on me, has nothing to do with anything that Erik did. He was great, he was an awesome guest, and I'm glad he was able to be our first guest on the segment. But just want to apologize to him for my side of the, I guess you would say, unprofessionalism. I tried my best with it, tried to do what I could to salvage it, but there's nothing I could have done about it. The audio was fine, which we're going to be putting up the audio version of this interview on Spotify, iTunes, all the places you can find the Till Death podcast in the audio version. And I will try my hardest to do something with the visuals to make it visually entertaining for you guys. But I think the subjects that we touched on here in the interview were pretty awesome, and I think it's worth putting the content out. So I'm going to stop talking now and get into the interview, but just want to again apologize to Erik and apologize to you guys, because I know you guys deserve better. So I'm going to try my hardest to do my due diligence and make sure that this doesn't happen again. But thank you guys for sticking around, and hope you enjoy. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the little section of the Till Death podcast. We're going to start off here called Ian Interviews. The first guest we have here is Erik Kluiber from the band Void Vator, and we're gonna start this off well, and make sure you check out violentvibetribe.com, and we'll get into all that. You'll probably see an ad read here in a second, and go check out the other episodes we have here. But like I said, we have Erik Kluiber. How you doing, bud?
Hey, what's up? Hey, Ian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely, man. We there was some when we had the Vivid Culture stuff going on, we had tried to do a little interview, but technical difficulties kind of got in the way. So we're gonna try this again. So I might ask you a couple of the questions that I asked you before. So
sure, yeah. Take two.
All right, yeah, take two. All right. So the first question I kind of wanted to ask you, like I said, you're from the band Void Vator. Is where did that name come from?
So Lucas came up with it. Every band has to come up with a name. I always say Void Vator means Darth Vader in Spanish.
Nice.
And that's my quick answer. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's a cool fucking name. There's not too many bands in the V section. Yeah. So that helps as well.
Yeah. I can't.
And what it really means is Lucas had an elevator that wasn't working in his apartment. And he's like, it's a Vator to the void. Because if you opened it up, it'd be like Die Hard. You have to either climb up somehow like a freaking like spider or fall to his death. So, yeah, to the void. That's where Void Vator came from.
Nice. Yeah, I remember you saying something about that, and it always struck me. I thought that was kind of cool. And actually, my wife kind of watched some of the interview that we had done, and when she heard that part, she was like, "Oh, that's really fucking cool." So that whole part of that.
Take a trip to the void.
So you are living in Hollywood.
I live in Hollywood. I still do.
You still do. Yeah. It looks like you got the same place going on there. So how is it going on with all the vax stuff that's going on right now? Is it a little tricky?
Sure. We jump around. And what I mean by that, they have instilled the vax passports. Okay. And what that means is that a lot of shows that you go to, and I've been to quite a few over the past month, they do ask for some sort of proof of vaccination. Mm-hmm. That wasn't instilled before. And when did that happen? Relatively recently, within the past month.
Yeah.
So they ask for some sort of proof of vaccination, which is just a photo on your phone.
Yeah, I've kind of heard about that too. I've heard mixed things that that it's obviously you can Photoshop, plenty of things.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, no, you can't.
You can download a blank one, and then you could like print it out and fill it out.
You kind of do your own thing.
Ways around it if you chose to.
Yeah, and the one other thing that I heard that was kind of a warning was that they were going to start coming down on that once it was implemented.
How?
Yeah,
How?
exactly.
It's a fucking bouncer. They don't want to do this, dude.
Yeah.
All right. You know, they used to not really check IDs, you know?
Yeah.
That being said, maybe that'll change because they definitely do. Regardless, they're not a fucking cop.
Yeah.
And they're there and they're like, hey, so you got your proof of fact. In fact, I was going to a Steel Panther show. I think that was the night that we were doing it.
Yes, exactly.
My girlfriend forgot her hard Vax card.
Yeah.
But she had sent me a photo of hers from the front and back, and that's what we used to gain entry.
And they were fine with it. They let it pass.
It's not a big deal. No, and then I went to a different show with a buddy who have just this photo on his phone that allowed him entry.
Okay.
Right. And then we just played a show where one of our roadies had to show his Vax card, and he is pretty cool. Roadie, it's our buddy, you know, and he has a flip phone. I mean, I don't even know what you can see on a flip phone. I haven't seen a flip phone for 10 years.
Yeah, Jesus.
But, you know, so he had his a picture on his flip phone.
He had one of those old razors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, whoever's watching and you don't know what
like Razor would have been high tech, like before the Razor, like
little Nokia or something.
Yeah, dude, kind of cool.
Nice. Well, I mean, you know, there's always going to be ways around shit, obviously, but it just
that's what we do. Meaning, I was talking to a buddy who left LA a number of years back. At this point, time flies so fast. Was it 4 years ago? And he's talking about how I don't know how you deal with it. I left that place, or he left that place well before a lot of chaos has happened with the New World Order over the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you know, yeah, but I do what I got to do to do what I want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You gotta. It's like kind of.
Hey, can't hear you, man. Can't hear you.
You can't hear me right now.
Can't hear you.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Shoot.
Sorry, dude. We're gonna try and we're gonna soldier through this. But yeah, so it's kind of like you gotta what you gotta do to survive, I guess.
Survive for my lifestyle that I want to pursue. I mean, there's a lot of people that like won't go out and won't go see shows, and my whole thing about that is like, you don't know when shows are just gonna end. Rock and roll could be done next month. It could be done next year. Remember when they just shut everything down? It didn't allow it to happen. We had to go do shows in different states because in LA it wasn't in California it wasn't a possibility. And then we could do shows in Orange County. So we're like hopping around as to where we're even allowed to perform. Yeah. So I prefer to like kind of Han Solo it is what I call it.
Okay.
I do what I got, you know, I jump around these little hoops and we all pretend, dude, this is all theater. Yeah. From my perspective, I mean, when I go to CVS or like, actually the post office, I don't even know if they care, but like CVS, they'll be really adamant about like, you have to wear a mask. And if you don't, they'll be like, go to the front desk and they'll give you one. And right. But then, you know, I'll go to my liquor store and it says right there, you know, you must wear a mask, but dude, no one wears, well, I don't wear many people don't wear a mask, you know, and everyone's, dude, it's, you just, you can still live a normal life.
Yeah, it seems like, it seems like even though there's been plenty of information that has come out about masks, about the vaccine and the efficacy rates that have completely dwindled, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at when it first came out, obviously the vaccinations, they were around 90% efficacy rates. It was there. And if you look at them now, I think Johnson & Johnson literally said it was 3%. Like
3%. Like, well, I'm really? Right.
So it just becomes this thing. It's like, okay, like how long are we gonna have to deal with this? When can we get these idiots out there who a lot of them aren't they're appointed, they're not voted in, so it doesn't even seem like a very democratic way of doing things, you know what I mean? So it's like, when are we going to be able to realize that this is our You know, like this.
I mean, I realized it from day one, but
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nothing makes sense. That's what I've come to accept and just deal with.
Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna have technical difficulties through this a little bit. Don't worry, it'll get better. This is our first one. All right. So getting off of that, let's see. I did a little research.
Okay.
Went through YouTube and looked up some videos and stuff. Can you hear me? We good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure. I see little things coming up on my screen, and just making sure. Okay. All right. So was going on YouTube and looked up a video, and it just said, I just typed in Erik Kluiber, and it said Erik Kluiber hates recording, and it was kind of like a mashup. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a reason?
Was there a reason? Well, that's an old video from probably 2007, 2008.
Yeah, I noticed the pixelation a little.
Yeah, whatever technology was out back then, probably recorded on a flip phone. But so I was in this acoustic cover band, and we were recording a demo, and the dude had a camera in the booth that I was recording the guitar on. And it captured some pretty funny moments. And for whatever reason, I used to get like really stressed out at the recording process. And it captured some good moments, you know, going back and forth, and nothing seems to work.
Yep.
And apparently I wasn't working very well.
All I'm going to say is when listening to those licks, it seemed like you had them down. But when you...
it sounded great. It sounded great. Yeah, for some reason, I was like always like super stressed out and over the top in situations like that, where that's not conducive to recording. Just to let anybody know who... Like... go in the studio and have fun, and that will like get your best performance out of it. But those days tend to be long, and I think probably I was the last one to go. No excuses though. It's pretty funny. Check it out.
Yeah,
I guess
it was pretty cool. It's like, again, like I don't know if you've ever watched Hot Ones. It's a series on YouTube.
No, I mean
basically it's this guy sits down and asks like comedians and celebrities and stuff like that, just kind of 10 questions, and it's while eating super spicy hot wings. So
okay, I've seen that. I thought it was just all about the hot sauce or the hot wings, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not about that. That's like just the torture they have to go through and answer questions.
Yeah, so basically he just interviews while doing the hot wings, and so it makes it kind of like a little funnier because you can tell that they're like, fuck, dude, this is so hot. But then they still have, it's like almost rapid fire kind of, so it gives a cool element to an interview.
Yeah, adds an edge to it, adds some spice.
Yeah. And so no, but it's kind of cool, and I kind of respect the interviewer to a point, because he kind of goes like deeper and finds out stuff like on, you know, people's Instagrams and Twitters and like different likes they had like 10 years ago and stuff like that.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, and so I kind of was trying to do my best version of that, I guess, and just kind of look back.
Yeah, that's I haven't thought about that video in a long time.
Yeah,
I'm glad it was out there because it was candid. None of that staged or anything.
Yeah, right. Like, you know, I'm trying to make it
we got on the process, and you know, you get into it however long that session for my guitar was.
Yeah,
that's all real.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool too, and stuff like that, like little behind the scenes stuff and all that stuff is always cool to let like fans of you or your music or the band or whatever you're doing kind of see how the process goes, you know.
Okay, that's not the process anymore. It was funny, and then like sometimes I like to just completely dive off the deep end like that. So.
Yeah, and hey, everyone's had those, you know, recording. Everyone that's been in music has had those frustrating periods where you're just trying to get that one piece or that one little beat down and you can't get it. And it's like, I can't be mad at anyone else besides my fucking self.
Yeah, sure, man. Although I blame half of it on Eli. Yeah. And that was the guy that filmed it and was the engineer. Maybe he was fucking with me.
Yeah. He's just trying to get at you. Hey, everything's content nowadays, so. Hold the fuck that was. That was me breathing just now. That weird ass noise. I don't know what that was.
Wait.
I don't know. I was just breathing in. It was something like, Lord. Just in the middle of my
That was
throat.
creepy.
I don't know what the fuck that was. Okay, I'm
Okay,
good.
do it. Oh my god, that was a beep. It's like,
Oh my god, what's in here?
yeah, I was like,
Okay, anyways, guys. So, no, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that in there. That's hilarious. Being comfortable with violence is a must nowadays. Whether it's in a parking lot, a store, at school, or church, if you're faced with violence, you got to be comfortable with it. You got to have that violent vibe about you. So, if it happens, you already have that. You don't have to get in that mode. You're already ready to go. I'm trying to mix two different ad reads in one because we're switching the names over, right?
Yeah.
So, check out comfortableviolent.bigcartel.com. Use the promo code TD20 for 20% off. And, go to @violent_. Go to @violent.
Come on, man.
My brain just reset. Go to @violent_vibe_tribe on Instagram to check out all their shit. And I think actually Tilda Studios, me and this one over here are going to be doing some designs for them too, which is pretty dang cool. Everyone, jerking each other off. It always helps. Just a little circle jerk.
it's a group effort.
The little double Dutch rudder. Remember what that is?
Oh god, I don't want to know.
It's where...
Stop.
No, it's where you grab two.
No.
It's like where two dudes are grabbing their own dicks, but like you grab the guy's arm, so you're kind of. Oh man. So you're kind of you're kind of jerking him off, but you're not really. It's not gay because you're not touching his dick. Like he's touching his dick, so you just. It's like if someone did this. But you're doing it at the same time, so it's like gay but not gay. It's like gay because you're seeing another dude's penis, but it's not gay because you're touching the dude's penis. So anyways, go check out comfortableviolent.bigcartel.com and @violent_vibe_tribe to check out their shit.
Sorry, Nick.
Go do it. Double Dutch rudder. Okay, so speaking of different types of content and stuff like that, has there been any different types of content that you've been kind of consuming lately? Any like kind of off the wall, different like little things that you've been looking at?
Yeah, dude. One of my side gigs, we listen to Compound Media and Censor TV every day. I mean, those guys are fucking awesome. I got into them within the past year. It's already almost the end of 2021 here. So I started to catch on to them, like the algorithm.
Yeah.
Just there was some shit on YouTube. I think it was before a lot of them were banned from YouTube. Mm-hmm. They got me into it, and I realized these are paywall subscription services. Are $100 a year, which is nothing. But however, I just took the plunge and subscribed to both of them, and I listen to the Anthony Cumia show and get off my lawn every day. It's fucking great,
dude. Cumia is awesome. Cumia is great. Even when he was on Opie and Anthony, he was great.
They do the crossover show on Wednesdays.
They do. Yeah, and McGinnis is great. I think I was introduced to Gavin McGinnis when, and maybe, depending, because this is on YouTube, I might, bleep that. No, I'm just kidding. But
didn't have to do that, do you?
No. I'm just being facetious. But yes.
Surprise. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But yeah, Gavin McGinnis, I remember he was on the Rogan show, which I'm a big Rogan fan. He just his long extended form, you get to you get a real sense of who someone is instead of these 15-minute little clips on news or other radio shows or whatever. It's a full, so you can see if someone's bullshit. Or if someone is actually a true human and they actually believe what they're fucking saying.
Yeah, I would hope no one was bullshit because they get called out real quick on any of these. But there was also a recent podcast with Rogan with the author of a book called San Francisco. Did you see that one? This is within the last couple weeks.
The book sounds familiar. I don't know if I know the author, but do you remember who it was?
And I can't tell you, but I mean, it was a great conversation. They were talking about exactly that. I'm sure people have said that many times about how the podcast form. Yeah, it just you can dive deeper into the conversation and people can understand where everyone's coming from. There's no time limitations, but yeah, that was a great one. That's another one that if you have not heard, and within the past couple of weeks, this is a guy talking a lot about like the homeless crisis, the real reason for it, and what could like potentially fix it, but why it's just turning into a fucking nightmare mess.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Yeah, San Francisco is, and now I want to say San Francisco just because you say that, like in my head.
That's a witty title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's great. Was it Michael Malice?
No, but he's funny. He's on Compound a lot. That guy, you know, he's a guest of Anthony's a lot. Michael Malice.
Oh yeah, Malice is great, dude.
He was a recent guest, right? I think it was him and another dude. Anywho,
yeah. But yeah, no, I found out about McGinnis through Rogan. He went on there. Yeah. It was when he was dressed up like Michael Douglas from
Falling Down.
Yeah. What he had
I never caught on to that. They probably talked about it, and I was like, you know, I was doing errands or something. That's the best time to listen to a podcast.
Yeah, just while you're in the middle of it and you catch something and you're like, what the? Oh, okay. And you kind of like rewind a little bit and you're like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Yeah. No, but I caught on to him, and he was talking a lot about something that was pretty interesting to me was like there's about the Muslim religion and the Muslim world and like a lot of stuff that goes on with that, and he was saying that like there's percentages having to do with
species,
not interspecies, but like interfamilial marriage. And yes, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, they also call them goat fuckers, I think. But yeah.
But it was you know, obviously McGinnis is kind of a provocateur to a point, and
he is, man. I think he's a fucking genius.
He's great on
multiple levels. But I will say, I guess maybe he goes out of his way to piss people off. I don't think so. It doesn't even ruffle my feathers at all. But then I guess how normies could be like, whoa, I guess.
The PC culture.
Like as being some diabolical motherfucker. He's fucking great.
Yeah, he's with the PC culture, and I guess now it's shifted to woke culture. Like I can definitely see how he would trigger plenty of people. And to me, I have a sense of humor, and I also have an open mind to where like, and I'm always drawn to someone who's funny. Period.
Yeah, I love comedy. I always have. Yeah,
stand-up comedy, all that. It is the whole point of comedians from back in the day was being able to poke fun basically at the king. You know, they were the only ones, you know, that would be able to do that. So I feel that if it's said in some sort of comedic light or comedic way, that they are the ones that can kind of make you think like, well, this is the way it is. But when you think about it,
sure,
you know. So I always liked the fact that McGinnis kind of took that avenue, and when he brought that factor, and so I was kind of laughing at like the comedian.
He's got multiple angles. That's what I love about him. I love his anger, but like dad anger, or just like grown up, mature adult anger, you know, like or like dude anger, you know, like he's got like so many different aspects of his shit that's. He's fucking awesome, and then him and Anthony's like they're different, but they're different
but the same.
They're different but the same, but there's a better way to say it. Or I'd say Anthony is like more on the entertainment side. McGinnis is like gets a little bit darker.
Yeah.
And then so you have these two different wings of the bird that is the bald eagle.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I see. But and the whole thing that's cool about them is that's what the First Amendment is about. The First Amendment is about to be able to say shit, and that's what I love about McGinnis at least, and then also Cumia for the things that he said, especially with opening and Anthony and all that. You know, like he was that guy even back then. Like he would just say what the fuck.
I found out about Anthony late, and that's where like actually the algorithm worked out to my advantage.
Yeah.
And who is this guy? And I'd always heard of Opie and Anthony, but I wasn't listening to talk radio for that entire, it's like late 90s, early 2000s or something. I wasn't listening to that shit. you know, and or if I was like, it was like Howard Stern.
Yeah, which he's kind of.
Oh, he's terrible now.
Yeah.
Fuck him, dude. And Anthony just crushed. I mean, they bring out so many anecdotes. God, the things that he's said recently. But if you're an Anthony fan, you know already. But he's just completely flipped. They said, I think Anthony said that there's a great rant, and I think you can find this on YouTube, how he has turned into Don Imus. How Stern has, like his arch enemy, and Anthony will tell you way better than I ever could.
Yeah,
but it's fucking beautiful. And then like Anthony still has the utmost respect for him, yet they were like rivals, and they have like such an interesting perspective, like just where they were at their different phases in life, you know. Like, imagine having someone that you was one of your inspirations, but then grows up, and then you become their competition, and then things change, and now you're like almost like polar opposites.
It's quite interesting how a lot of the times the people that are saying that it's like closed-minded, you know, conservative people or closed-minded right wingers are usually the ones that are the closed-minded ones, because someone that like Anthony, who I wouldn't even say he's conservative, I mean, but with the way he thinks and how he says things, like you would put him in that category, just because the other side who wants to preach all this open-mindedness, he's the one that's like, yeah, dude, I still respect Stern for what he's done, but I don't agree with him.
Right.
It's mind-boggling.
Put people in fucking cages.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And it's like, wait,
terrible. Disgrace.
Like, just to be honest, like, Stern, you're Jewish, right? So wouldn't you be against putting people like your people in your history have gone through that? So wouldn't you think to not?
Dude, he's fucking out in outer space, dude. He doesn't have a fucking foot on the ground.
And I used to love him too. Like when my dad used to listen to talk radio all the time when we were a kid. We would literally just drive around in the car and he would listen to talk radio, and it was mostly conservative shit, but Stern was provocative. He was like shock jock shit.
Oh, he had his moment. He was pretty rock and roll for a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I loved it.
For a long time. Come on, what am I saying? Like 20 years. I mean, he was a big deal.
Like having porn stars on there and like having, you know, like orgasms on the radio and like ridiculous. It was funny. It was like entertaining, and it wasn't this like
they were pushing back. He was pushing boundaries,
exactly.
You know. I mean, now it's funny because that seems so like whatever. Like,
yeah.
But at the time, that was a huge deal, and things have changed though. Like the guys to listen to now, I would say is like Cumia and Gavin.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that, because those are some of the ones doing it right now, I guess, in the avenue of like free speech, because it's freespeech.tv, right?
Well, yeah, but they're also like the best.
Yeah,
like, they're entertaining. They're hilarious. All of their shows are incredible, and their networks are good too. So like they have plenty of other shows to check out, and there's good ones on there as well. So that's where as far as my news.
Yeah.
This is the news. That's it.
Yeah.
For me, you know, I listen to that and metal. So
yeah.
That's
so
my intake.
It's cool too, because it's like you're able to get news, but with that comedic kind of slant, you know?
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, and I think that'll always be the best formula.
Oh yeah, because I mean, it's like even when Jon Stewart was doing the Daily Show, Jon Stewart's a complete liberal lefty, but he still was funny about it.
He was funny about it, and for one of those dudes from the legacy that you're talking about, I remember both. Pretty recently, like he got. Okay, we're talking about Stewart. He got John Oliver all in a twist because he was talking shit about, like, I don't know, man, maybe the coronavirus was made in the lab in Wuhan.
He was Colbert.
Colbert.
Yep.
All right, they're all the same to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's like fucking with them, and they're like, I don't know if they had to go to a commercial break. I just heard it like, you know, through my sources. Yeah. So he's been pretty cool. He's like, so Stewart was a big deal, and like, is that late 90s, mid-late 90s, early 2000s, a long time ago. Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah, and the crazy
on that show. What was his Comedy Central show?
The Daily Show.
All right, that back when, you know, I'd watch that.
Yeah, no, it's and what's crazy about that too is that Colbert, who's now the late the Late Show or whatever, like on CBS, who has the big late night show there. I basically took over for what's his name, Letterman.
I tuned all Letterman.
Yeah, and so before that, he was on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Yeah, he was like his sidekick, and he was cool. He was good back then. You know, you could see definitely how the changeover would happen. You know,
yep.
That was the Emperor handing over the lightsaber to Darth Vader.
Yep.
You know, you saw it coming, and you think, but yeah, all those guys have like kind of betrayed us. You know, unless I was just like in a completely wrong space. You know. Was I at the time? Anyway, they were entertaining, and I checked. You know, I would watch those shows, and that's how a young dude would get their news sources.
Yeah,
and those guys, it sucked.
And now when you kind of look back at it, you're like, how much of that was a little bit of propaganda?
Yeah, where was I at? Was I completely brainwashed fucking retard?
Exactly. Yeah, because when I was in Austin. Austin's a completely liberal city. It's still in Texas, so but it's like the liberal stronghold. And
California, Texas.
Yeah, oh, yep.
And by the way, great place to play a gig at.
Oh, Austin's amazing for music. I mean, I will say in the past year since I left in about 2014, but since I've left, I've gone back a couple times, and it is not anything close to what it was. It is all DJ shit or rap or where there's not. It's not a band.
Yeah, that's different. I gotta throw this in there. That's because rock clubs are closing.
Yep.
They're becoming extinct.
Yep.
Appreciate your club. Appreciate your culture. Support it and love it because it could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily like the fault of the city.
Yeah.
That's nationwide. That's worldwide.
Yeah, that's just the culture, which okay, I do have a question for you. I don't know how much you followed up on it or if you've heard anything about it, but you heard about the Travis Scott stuff that's gone on?
Yeah.
Hey guys, we here at Till Death Podcast realize that with everything opening up, you might need some new clothes to show off in public. It's scary, I know. But you can rest assured that we've got your back. We have high quality merch and fair prices so you can support your new favorite podcast without breaking the bank. We have a bunch of items to choose from, like this shirt, which is my personal favorite. Oh, it's upside down. See, we got this. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Or, also, this one for the ladies. For my lady, and punch myself in the balls. There we go, it's our old paint splat shirt. We also have tanks, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, yoga pants, beach towels, and even fanny packs. Like this one right here. So just head over to teespring.com/stores and use the promo code NOMOREMASK and you'll get 15% off your entire order. That's no more mask for 15% off. So what are you waiting for? Just do it! Just do it! Go get one. They're awesome. Do it. Also, head over to solo.to/tilldeathpodcast for all things Till Death and how to stay up to date with all of our content. Babe, thought laundry was your job.
Get all this merch out of my house.
See what I mean? Now, what a takeaway from all this, I think he's kind of a garbage human for a lot of the ways that he handled that whole situation when not stopping the show or at least calming down to let people out and be taken care of.
Sure.
But what I am taking away for it that really sucks for our type of music, for metal, for heavy shows, is that they might come down for big mosh pit type of stuff.
Oh, I hope not. I was a little worried about that. Well, the problem, what I take away from it is like all the defunding of the police and this whole culture of not enforcing rules. Like back in the day, that show would have been stopped immediately.
Yep.
And maybe he was like still performing and he figures like, if they're just allowing me to perform, and it's no big deal. Does that make any sense? Like the stage manager's not coming out and it's like, dude, stop the show.
Yeah.
He's just up there fucking performing. And when you perform, you should be in touch. Like, there's been plenty of examples. There's a lot of shit always goes on in metal shows. I've seen plenty of metal shows stopped. That being said, as a guy, an experienced performer, like most rappers don't perform, I don't know. Is this guy's first concert, Maybe.
No, he actually, the whole AstroWorld, which is the festival, he was the actual one. He's from Houston, I believe, and he's the one
like,
who
is
set
he a
up.
performer that's like been through this a lot, or is he just like a celebrity that got? Okay, you're saying it's all right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he should have stopped the show. I mean, when you see people dying, because I guess I've seen plenty of shows, heavy metal shows that got out of control, and they would have to stop the show begrudgingly or like scold the audience. I remember like in Detroit, like they always it's not just a Detroit thing, but like they just like rip up the lawn in these, they call them sheds and stuff, these outdoor like summer venues, the big ones, and like Megadeth and Pantera and Metallica would play, et cetera, et cetera. They start just like chucking fucking sod at the stage. And pretty funny. I mean, I've seen, like, I think Danzig collected all the sod and like put it on the stage, and you'd have a whole lawn. But then like Dave Mustaine came like, hey, if you're fucking with Mother Nature, you're fucking with me. And everyone called him a cocksucker, but it's like he probably like the whoever's in charge of the fucking tour manager would be like, dude, you're gonna be owing this much money. You know, they're gonna shut the fucking show down, get them to stop, and and that's what rockers would do. All right, that's about lawn. That's not about dead, trampled bodies, right?
Exactly.
But I've seen plenty of shows like when people. Well, I did see Deicide see someone get slammed on their fucking head, and be like, if he's pick up this next song, it's called Decapitated Bodies. Pick him up and drop him on his fucking head. I mean, the fucking shows of Harpo's were insane. Yeah. But typically though, when shit got too out of control, we'd stop the show, you know? Well, yeah. So,
and also
like,
there's a
pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, and also there's being in the metal community, being in pits or, even on, like in bands on stage, there's a very basic, there's like one commandment in a pit. Someone falls, you pick them up. Like it's just you just do that, and then it makes it fun for everyone else. Like, not everyone is going to have the greatest time being in a pit. Some people I'm a smaller dude. Sometimes I got hit in the face or fell or whatever, but I never got trampled because someone was like, oh, this dude fell, pick him up, get him out.
Right, yeah, that became part of the metal culture, probably due to like serious injuries over time. But so I mean, dude, should have stopped the show. I'm aware of it. I've seen it. Wow, sounds like a pretty shitty tragedy that. I'm surprised. What's funny is that even if the performer. Yeah. Which, hey, come on. I mean, like, he could have been on like a million benzos or something, and like not even know what planet he's on. You know, like someone should have like the fact that the fucking cops or like the fucking paramedics the firefighters have been nerfed. Like those guys always like. Like when they stop the show, like it's like, oh, party's over, like metal guys don't want that to happen because then their fucking show's done, right? Exactly. You want it wild and crazy, but you don't want the fucking thing canceled. So, but anyway, I mean, the fact that this weird society that the lunatics run the asylum and like no one above this motherfucker stopped the show to save lives, that's insane.
Yeah, right? I mean, I will put it because Live Nation is the company to put on the show.
Well, that's the most corporate motherfucking conservative thing in the world. Like, exactly. They don't take chances. Like, how are they allowing? It's probably their fault, honestly. I mean, a performer stop his show, fine them or whatever. Yeah, like they're the ones in charge.
Now, what I would have done in his situation is. If I'm seeing, because he was up, not only was he on the stage, so he was above the crowd, and there were 50,000 people there, so obviously you can't see everything going on in 50,000 people, but he not only was on the stage, but he was on an even higher elevated little platform, and he saw an ambulance come through. He saw people being passed out and carried, crowd surfed unconscious over people. Like if he would have stopped it for an extended period of time and Live Nation would have come after him for any reason, he would at least have had some sort of grounds to be like, hey, you didn't have security to protect my fans, so I can go after them. But now he is liable.
I mean, what I'm saying is like, dude, he's just a fucking retarded rapper. Like, don't put your life at risk for a goddamn rapper. But like, Live Nation would never have come after him. Like, yeah, he should have stopped the show, but like, are you waiting for a fucking hip hop guy to like save the day?
No, not at all.
I can't believe it. Like, dude, when dead bodies are being fucking crowd surfed out of the god, that's insanity.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't stop this show. Fucking Lord, what's his nut? Scott Travis? What's his
Travis
name?
Scott. Oh, almost. Travis Scott.
Fucking thing. What the fuck, dude? This is insanity.
Yeah.
Listen, all I can say is if it was a metal show and fucking Phil and Selmo didn't stop the show or they were dragging, they would have been, it's nuts, dude.
All over it. They would have said.
So that's like, to me, that I'm not yeah, dude should have stopped the show, but maybe, who knows? Maybe he was seeing like pink dragons and purple elephants flying through the air through a fucking molten lava mosh pit. I don't know what he was seeing through his fucking, like, he's a rapper. Oh, we can't stop the show until King Rapper fucking stops it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's like, why are we listening to this guy? I don't know. It's just
most like metal guys are like just hoping the show doesn't get stopped. This guy's like, there's a crowd surfing dead bodies out. It's like they're like, can we stop the show and like attend to these trampled bodies? What the fuck is wrong with this clown world, dude? Nuts.
Yep, it's absolutely backwards, because what's funny is you would usually hear that like in before Clown World happened a couple years ago, which I don't know what changed, but something changed. You would hear that on a metal show, not a rap show.
Well, yeah, there's not too many rap concerts. This was interesting. I guess they're just finally getting their foot in the game. Like, seriously, there's not many rap shows. When's the last time you heard? Anywho, metal and rock's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, it just gets, it's just kind of crazy. And I thought, being a performer, being a musician.
It's fucking Clown World. Yeah, so that's my take on it, dude.
Okay, so
go ahead.
No, you're good. Okay, so one thing I did, doing a little bit more research, going back. So when you were in Ironaut, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay, when you were in Ironaut, which I thought was cool because it was you on bass and doing vocals, which is a change from your other stuff.
Right.
And it was pretty Lemmy, like the style, the vocal style.
Yeah, sure. It was growly and gravelly.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it had that kind of that vibe. Just
that was great. Yeah.
So what happened with you breaking your hand?
Oh, that was Halloween 2016, and I woke up with a broken hand.
Don't remember?
No.
That was a good night.
No, I mean it was a good night, and I remember actually wanting to go home, and dude, I was fucking hanging. It was like, no, let's keep partying, man. And hey, can I get in your lift car? So like, not to shirk responsibility off myself, but I woke up the next, and I seriously, it was a weird weekend where like Halloween ended up happening on Monday. This last one was Sunday. So
yeah,
the parties start for Halloween on Wednesday, Thursday. So, I mean, it's this full week of Halloween parties.
Yeah.
So we go to this like Monday Halloween thing, and it was actually somewhat cool, but I'm telling you, I fucking wanted to go home. Dude, it's like, hey, can I take a lift back from you, and because I'm going the direction. I'm like, sure, dude, that's how it always goes, so he was like jumping on my lift, like, oh, let's stop by so-and-so's place and get some let's keep partying. And I did, and so it ended up in being, I was still pretty well back then, I guess. And like it being one of those nights that like ended, let's just say it didn't end at 2 a.m. It didn't end at midnight. And so I woke up the next day and I was like, what the fuck, man? And so it's like kind of a mystery. That shit happens when it does happen in that lifestyle and stuff. And shit like that used to happen to me a lot.
Oh yeah, man. I remember like a couple of nights before a tour, I'd gone out in Austin, and it was on a Thursday night, and this one bar called Shakespeare's out on 6th Street. Every Thursday night they would have liquor pitchers. So it was like mini pitchers of whatever mixed drink you wanted for $5.
Yeah, that's insane.
is a great stupid idea. And for some reason Thursday night was like the college kid night too, so like all of us metalhead dirty fuckers would like go out, and it was us and then all these frat dudes, so it just was not a good
alcoholics.
Yeah, it was just not a good scene either.
Isn't that funny? It's a bunch of cheap fucking drunks just looking to get as wasted as they possibly fucking. I've been there a million times. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
so I mean, here's the thing, like, I really think I believe in like the gods, the metal gods, and yeah, I think when you fuck with them and you always play with fire, I mean, and you do it a lot, yeah, one of those.
It's going to get you. You're going to get away with a lot of shit, but it's going to get you sometimes.
Get away with a lot, but yeah, but then. So did you fucking break your hand? What'd you do?
No, it was trying to oppress a girl. Obviously, you know that's how it usually happens. And so I was jumping up to hit fucking like street signs, and all of us were doing it. And of course, I tried to hit the tallest street sign, which I'm not a tall dude. So like I just came down on my ankle and rolled it. And so for that whole tour,
typical drunken. And you're a drummer, right?
No, guitarist. So it didn't really affect too much, but still, we were like a very active band, throwing guitars, running back and forth. So
dude, I broke my ankle in a Seven Dust mosh pit in 1996.
Nice.
Yeah, then too. But it was a mosh pit, so whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
And I fell on the floor and someone fucking stomped on it.
Oh.
But not like American History X stomped on it, but like just.
Not like put your mouth on the curb.
And you get up and you're like, whoa, like you can't have any balance on your foot. And like the pain is like, something's incredibly wrong here, you know, even back then when I was like pretty young. And like, yeah, that sounds like a typical drunken like injury. Like you jump and you break your ankle, you know? Yeah.
And then afterwards you're like, fucking idiot. Like, really, dude?
But you shouldn't have. I mean, normally you'd never break your ankle fucking trying to fucking swat a goddamn sign.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, you know, then you came down wrong, and then your balance was fucked up, and you leaned the wrong way, and you twisted your ankle, and it's like, so it sucks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And then the tour ended up like I think the second night of tour we got in a brawl in Jacksonville with like the whole bar staff because they were trying to say we're stealing shit and whatever. And so that didn't help me having like basically a broken ankle and being in a brawl. So that didn't work.
No, did you? Yeah, I mean, you're useless when you have a broken appendage.
Yeah, so I pretty much like stayed out of it as much as I could and just tried to pull people off of my band members or my tour, you know, whatever. So I didn't really get too much into it. And there was one dude, our bass player, who was like the nicest dude. He never got into fights, never did any of that. And I like in my head, I told myself like, all right, if he gets hit, then I'll join in, or then I will help him out because he's, you know. And then I saw this dude who looked like a big fucking Thor looking dude just winding up to hit him, and I was like, all right. So I fucking hobbled my happy ass over, and as his arm is extended here, his whole face was just open. So I was like, all right, and punched him in the face, grabbed my bass player, and ran out.
Hobbled out.
Yeah, just hobbled out, dragging his.
I saw that opening like a fucking ninja.
Yeah, exactly. And we were drunk as fuck. We started that night off taking a bottle of Jack and a bottle of Evan Williams and a bottle of Jose Cuervo and taking them to the face at the same time. Not smart. But anyways, dude.
If you're partying, but that's hardcore as fuck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were definitely at that night. After that night, the band that we were on tour with told us if all of you are drinking in the band at the same time, we cannot drink because you guys are fucking idiots, and you're gonna get us into some shit if we're all drinking too.
The worst. Yeah, you know, you come to find out. Well, first of all, you respect the power of alcohol because it's not a drug, right? Yeah. So, and like, it's fun to get drunk, and everyone gets drunk when they're, you know, very young, and it becomes part of life, and you know, and then like you kind of like end up not respecting the power or what can happen. Yeah. On tours, I mean, I've toured a lot, and I know that, like.
It's like that freeing. It's like that freeing feeling of being on tour because you're not at home, you're not around most of the people that you talk to every day, like you're around your band members and all that, but like you're not at home where people are going to be able to judge you as much. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, I think what it is you're just going fucking hardcore. Like you're touring and you want to go Motley Crue and this is what you do.
Oh,
and we're going to be on tour and I heard this, and you live up to the legend and you realize like, I learned that the hard way too. I'm with you, bud.
Oh yeah, plenty. And I think last time we were talking when we on the first take of this, there were a couple stories I was telling you about that. But yeah, man. I think we kind of covered a good amount on this one. And
wrap it up, ship it out.
Yeah, I do wanna say thank you again for coming back on. I know this is
dude,
your first one to everyone watching this right now, but
second one's always the first one.
Yeah, right. Gotta, it's not first impressions. I don't know, something. But yeah, man. So kind of let everyone know who's watching right now, where to find you, how to get a hold of you, or the band, anyways.
Yeah, I play in Void Vator. Check us out on Facebook. All the usual suspects, but the big thing is spelling it right. VOID. Vator, like Gatorade. VATOR. Void Vator.
Nice.
Type it in your search engine. Perhaps it's DuckDuckGo. I don't know what it is, but we'll pop up all over the place. Say hi to us. Void Vator.
Awesome.
Void Vator. Check us out.
Awesome, man. And one thing I will say to anyone who's watching this too, if you are a guitarist or just starting out or doing anything like that, go check out Erik's Erik Lessons.
Erik Lessons. I have some videos up there. Check them out.
And there's some cool and one thing that I did notice that you do is a lot of cool little licks and cool little riffs from kind of popular songs and stuff like that, so it kind of gets someone started, so make sure you check all that out. Also check out violentvibetribe.com. Use the promo code TD20 for 20% off, and if you want to go get some Till Death merch, teespring.com/store/Till Death podcast, and we actually just came out with Liberty Till Death, Freedom Till Death, Coffee Till Death, and Tacos Till Death. Our new little lines of merch over there. So go check that out. And thank you guys for being a part of this. And we'll catch you next time. Take care, Erik. Later, bud. Hey guys, I know we're supposed to be telling you to go subscribe down underneath here and check out those videos, but Bill Cosby is loose. He is out of prison.
Cover your buttholes.
Try to relax your anus.
Hide your pudding.